Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our regular viewers, and thank you for joining us for our first episode of our third season. If you are new to our podcast, or a new peer ally, or new to the workforce, we're glad we found you. This podcast is for behavioral health clients and consumers, advocates, allies, peer support workers, community health workers, and community stakeholders where we talk about advocacy, recovery, peer support, and provide education related to legislative changes statewide and statewide policy to empower you as a client and consumer or ally to lift up your voice as a stakeholder in the public behavioral health system. And with me today is my wonderful Access California program teammate, Jocelyn.
Hi.
And a huge shout out to Grace. She has joined another organization to expand her advocacy reach. We're grateful for everything you did with us and here at the organization with Access and Cal Voices. And we wish you all the best in your new role. We also have the pleasure of visiting with our Cal Voices policy director, Meron Agonafer, and she's here to share how a bill becomes real impact.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity.
We're happy to have you, Meron. We're excited for this.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us. Just to get us started, to get to know you a little bit more, can you share with us what is one small thing in your daily life that consistently brings you joy?
Thank you for the question. I find joy in my work. Each day, I strive to advocate for peer communities, which feels like a privilege. I'm continually learning how my childhood trauma has shaped me, and the importance of discussing it through peer support services. It's a blessing to access such supportive and non-judgmental individuals. This motivates me to wake up each morning thinking about how policymakers can better understand the peer movement, which is essential for securing funding to expand services across the behavioral health continent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meron. And it's incredible to work alongside of you and really learn from your expertise. Can you share a bit about your personal and professional background?
Absolutely. So I'm originally from Ethiopia, East Africa, and came to the United States as a teenager, living behind a war-torn country. I was fortunate to be welcomed by my siblings in Denver, Colorado. Despite its challenge, I've found the US to be a welcoming nation. After 40 years here, I feel grateful for the support from countless individuals, some of whom have become lifelong friends. I moved to California from Washington, D.C. in 2005 to start a family. I have a 19-year-old son, the joy of my life. Um, my legislative experience began in 2012 in the California State Assembly, giving me a solid understanding of the legislative process. My mentor, Robin Lewis Coxum, who was then the chief of staff for Assemblymember Holden, taught me a lot about how the legislative process works. She stressed the importance of meeting with key staffers, both in the Capitol and with stakeholders. I took her advice seriously, building valuable networks and learning to see issues from multiple perspectives. Relationship building is essential for gathering important, often non-public information that influences policy decisions. My journey to this country has shaped my outlook. I view the peer movement as a way to foster honest and supportive relationships I honestly feel privileged to use my education, lived experience to advocate for peer support services. Each day, I learn more about the transformative power of this movement to empower individuals. The journey to recovery from mental health or substance use condition is possible, and every peer holds the key to unlocking their potential. By sharing their lived experiences, they can inspire others to recognize their own strength and shaping their recovery. This movement provides profound benefits, not only to consumers, their loved ones, but also to society as a whole. I've seen its positive impact firsthand in my own life.
Thank you, Meron. You definitely bring a wealth of knowledge and experience, both personally and professionally, and so much passion to this work. And so we are really grateful to have you as our policy director here at Cal Voices. So with that expertise as our policy director, can you share with us, how do bills originate?
Good question. So a bill begins as an idea to address a specific issue. This idea can come from a legislator, constituents, or advocacy groups. For instance, Cal Voices and CBHD proposed eliminating the high school requirement for becoming a medical certified peer support specialist. Once the idea is developed, we created a fact sheet that includes the following, right? So, bill summary, what the bill aims to achieve, background information in that fact sheet, legislative context, and relevant existing laws. We had to identify the problem, the current issue the bill intends to address, and then solution, why the bill is necessary and how it intends to solve the problem. We then presented to Assemblymember Jackson for consideration in introducing AB 96. In short, bill can originate from any source. The community should know they can turn their ideas into impactful legislation.
And so, with that, thank you for taking us through that process and giving us insight to that. What is the difference between an assembly bill and a Senate bill?
It's pretty simple. So in California, the legislature has two chambers, the Assembly and the Senate. So bills from the Assembly are called Assembly bills, and while those from the Senate are known as Senate bills. That was easy.
Yeah.
Love those easy questions.
Me too.
We know that the process, though, for a bill to be passed is a bit more complicated, though. So can you share a little bit more about what that process looks like in real life?
Absolutely. So I will try to take you step by step so everyone can understand. So once introduced, the California Legislative Council, a nonpartisan agency, drafts the bill. Depending its origin, the Senate or the Assembly Rules Committee assigns a policy committee based on jurisdiction. A bill must be in print for 30 days to allow public to review and respond. The bill stays in the daily file for 4 days before a committee hearing, giving again the public a chance to submit letters of support or opposition. This is a great opportunity for the public to meet with committee members or their staff in support of or in opposition to a pending bill. If a bill has a fiscal impact, it is referred from a policy committee to the Assembly or Senate Appropriations Committee for review. This committee concentrates exclusively on fiscal issues So support and opposition should focus on cost. If the bill passes the Appropriations Committee, it will go to the floor for a vote by the entire House of Origin. The same process is issued in the second House after it passes from the first chamber. While there are nuances in this process, this outlines the basic legislative process.
Thank you. Yeah, you just took such a complicated process and made it so simple for us.
Definitely. That is a huge aspect of what we really appreciate and being able to work alongside Meron as the policy director and being able to have these areas of focus and expertise that she has and breaks it down for us.
It's
So.
an absolute pleasure working with these wonderful ladies here. I learn every day from each one of you, I must admit.
Well, Meron, what ideas do you have for the community to get involved in the legislative process?
Connect with your state and federal legislators. They have district offices where you can meet their staff, share your concerns and solutions. Legislators listen to their constituents because they work for them. Remember that everyone has the power, both individually and collectively, to create change at local, state, and federal levels. As we discussed previously, ideas are powerful. Your idea could become a bill that leads to positive change for you and the broader community. I think it's critical that you believe in yourself to begin the process of creating the change you want to see in your communities.
Right there. How do we move this forward? I feel empowered by that moment and you bringing us this information to expand our general sense of what this looks like and how we can get involved. And it's important to feel empowered to get involved and make change happen and be that change, like you said.
Thank you, ladies, for this wonderful, lovely discussion.
Definitely. We're happy to have you.
And we have another opportunity to hear more from Meron at our next policy update webinar. So that will be held on May 14th. We'd love to have you join us. She'll explain some current legislation, break it down for us, help us understand a little bit better. Our next event after that, May 19th, we have our next quarterly training webinar with a special guest from Peer Voices of Orange County. And then we're also gearing up for regional events, which will be starting later this summer in August. So keep an eye out on your email for our newsletters about that. We'll be coming to an area near you for those events. Also, as always, please follow this podcast, share with others as we share calls to action from time to time and ways for you to get involved. Yeah, and thank you for being here with us. Thanks for joining us for our third season.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Meron.
Thank you.